Alright guys, you know how I've been doing a series of like stupid like sex things, not really stupid but like crazy sex myths. I'll leave, you know, annotations so you guys can go back to those. Well, this one is the stupidest criminals. Alright. So this guy, his name was R.C. Gaitlin. He was 21 years old. So, okay. The police were showing like felony computer things to kids. It's where you type in a guy's name and it'll tell them if they have any felonies or whatever. So R.C. Gaitlin walked up to the police like a dumbass and was like, how does this work? So the police asked for his driver's license, so he just handed it over, and they entered it into the computer, all the codes and stuff, whatever. And then they found out he was wanted for a 2-year-old account of armed robbery. Alright, I'll look up the next one, and hopefully he's not quite as dumb. Be back. Okay, this one was in Colorado Springs. So a guy walks into a gas station and demands all the money from the cash register. When he gets it all, he sees a bottle of scotch behind the counter. So he decides he wants the bottle of scotch, so he says, put the fucking bottle of scotch in the bag. And so the guy behind the counter doesn't think he's 21, and so he says, I'm 21, and he says, no, you're not, the guy behind the counter said. And to prove he's 21, he gave the guy behind the counter his driver's license. So the guy behind the counter gave him the bottle of vodka, whatever it was, Jack, I think it was Jack, you know, good old Jack. But, so then 2 hours later, he gets arrested because the guy behind the counter looked up his address and his full name and gave it to the police. Alright, I'll come back with the next dumbass. See, this one was in Detroit, you know, where Eminem grew up and all that shit. So, what happened was 2 robbers came into I think it was a record store, right? And, so they said, the first one said, nobody move. This is the stick-up, all the other normal stuff. And they were really nervous, so when his partner moved, he shot and killed his partner like a fucking dumbass. Alright, I'll come back with the next one. That was a really short one, so I'll be back once I'm done looking through the website I'm on. So this next one is a guy in Pontiac, Michigan. He went to court because he said the cops searched him without a warrant. They had probable cause because he had a bulge in his jacket that they thought could be a gun. He said, that's crazy, he doesn't have any guns. So he gave the jacket to the judge. The judge looked in, and instead of a gun in that place, he found a bag of cocaine. The judge laughed so hard he needed to have a 5-minute break before the next part of the session. And the guy was charged 2 hours after that and was in jail. So a bank robber walks into Bank of America, and he wrote his ransom note on the back of a Bank of America sign-up sheet, like, give me all your money, this is a stick-up and everything. So he got nervous because he thought somebody saw him, and by the way, this was spelled absolutely, like, fucking terrible, like, my spelling bad, alright? So then he brings it over to Wells Fargo, and, he gives the note to the bank teller there, and seeing his handwriting, she thought he must be a fucking retard. So she tells him, you can't bank rob us with that ransom note. It has to be on a Wells Fargo bank notice to rob us. So he's like, okay. So he walks out all disgruntled out of the store and goes back to Bank of America, where the cops catch up to him and arrest him in line to rob Bank of America. Alright, that's that one. I'll look for another one, and I'll be right back, guys. So a mom goes to one of her kids' Boy Scout meetings, and the policeman was showing off his drug-sniffing dog. So like a retard, the mom brought a bunch of weed in her bag, planning to get high and fuck a bunch of random guys after she's done, I'm guessing. So, the dog, obviously the drug-sniffing dog sniffed it out, and she got a fine and went to jail or whatever fucking happened to her. It doesn't say in the thing, and I'll be on to the next one. Alright, be back. So this next one is from a different website. So a 95-year-old woman stops a burglar from getting into her house. So it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. She heard somebody like punch through the window. So she wheelchairs down. By the way, she's in a wheelchair too, so fucking badass. So she wheelchairs down, and whenever he put his arm through to unlock the door, she stabbed it with a screwdriver. And so she never left the front door because she was afraid if she went to call the cops, the screwdriver. So, sorry, the robber would break in her house. So when the police arrived, I don't know how they came. Maybe there's some other people called in the neighborhood. They found the guy passed out on her front porch with dozens of stab wounds in his arms and hands from the screwdriver. Alright, I'll be back with another one. I think we have time for one more. All of these are from Michigan. I don't know why. Like half them or more is from Michigan. I don't know. I'm not saying you're dumb if you live in Michigan, but you're probably pretty dumb. So this robber was stealing some hunting knives, $300 worth of hunting knives, and so he decided to store it in his waist belt. And so the scuffle with the a fight, I don't know, it said scuffle, so I use scuffle, with the employees followed, and he tripped and fell and stabbed his stomach open with all the knives. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.